Hello children, I hope you all are doing good. Today I am going to take chapter number 6, to keep all promises. That means empty promises are like empty vessels. They contain nothing but make a lot of noise. That means whatever promise you are just taking, just keep all the promises. Okay, so empty promises, as if just for fun you are saying, yeah, I'll do it, and if you are not doing it, then we call it as empty promises. So empty promises are like empty vessels. They contain nothing but make a lot of noise. So we'll read a story regarding this. During the First Punic War, when Rome was challenged by Carthage for the supremacy of the Mediterranean, Atilius Regus, a Roman nobleman, was taken prisoner. So during the First Punic War, when Rome was challenged by Carthage for the supremacy of the Mediterranean, Atilius Regus, a Roman nobleman, was taken as prisoner by Carthage. After a long struggle, the Carthaginians, seeing that the war was not ending, so after a long struggle they did whatever they can, but the result was that the war was not ending. So they fed up with it. So they sought for peace with the Romans. So what they did, they sent that Roman nobleman whom they have prisoned. His name is Atilius, as a messenger of peace to Rome. Before, however, letting him go, they asked him to take an oath. Take an oath means to take a promise that he would return to them. If he failed to secure the peace between those two countries, then what happened? He has to return back. Atilius entered Rome with great eagerness and was soon surrounded by his dear ones who wept for joy. So after seeing him for a long time, his near and dear ones, his friends, all of them surrounded him and they just wept out of joy. So at the height of this happiness, Atilius remembered his oath. So he was also very happy that he has entered his country, as well as he just met all his dear and near one, and he was very happy. But at the same time, he just thought of the oath. He urged the Romans to continue the fight to the bitter end. He prepared to go back to Carthage as he had not secured peace. So he tried his level best, but he just gave the message what Carthage had given them. But what happened? He was not secured peace. He had not secured peace, so he wanted to go back. He wanted to keep his word. What he said, if he had not secured peace, what they said, you have to come back. So he wanted to keep his word. His wife, children and friends tried to dissuade him for returning to the enemy. They all started stopping him to go back. But he replied, do you wish me to suffer dishonor? I know a cruel death awaits me on my return, but that is nothing compared to the dishonor that will befall me if I fail to keep my oath. What he said, I know if I return, the cruel death awaits me, but that cruel death is nothing compared to the dishonor that will befall me if I fail to keep my oath. So he just wanted to keep his promise towards Carthage. It is better that I return to the Carthaginian prison than that my Roman name should be held in disrepute. So what he said, it's better to return to the prison, Carthaginian prison, than that my Roman name should be held in disrepute just because of his empty promise. So he just said goodbye, and then the rest I leave to the God's hand. Atilius returned to the Carthage, and as foreseen, he was put to a most cruel death by the enemy. So he just returned back, and he was just put to a most cruel death by his enemy. It is not good to make false promises. If you can't do it, just don't make promise. Just don't make fake promises. Always try to fulfill whatever you have promised. It is always seen that in order to get the thing they want, people ready readily agree and promise anything. But once they get their desired object, they'll forget all about the promise they have made. People who behave in this manner lose the faith of all. Nobody believes in them. So one more story is there. Shama lived with her parents on the bank of a river. One day there was a big fair nearby. Fair means you all know what is fair. Fair means Mela. Shama went there with her parents. There were so many things to enjoy. Shama sat on a big merry-go-round. Then she ate ice cream. Her parents took her to all the stalls. Suddenly, Shama saw a beautiful doll. She wanted it for herself. She pleaded to her father to buy her that doll. Shama's mother went to ask the shopkeeper the cost of the doll. It was very expensive. When she heard the price of the doll, Shama's mother told her, "This is a fair. Everything is very expensive here. I'll buy you a beautiful doll from the shop near our house." Shama knew that her mother never made empty promises. If she was seeing that she would buy her the doll, she would certainly do that. Shama had complete faith in her mother. She agreed. They came back tired but very happy. So what happened? Shama lived with her parents on the bank of a river. One day there was a very big fair nearby. So Shama went there with her parents. She enjoyed a lot. She sat on a big merry-go-round. Then she ate ice cream. All the things she did. But what happened? Her parents took her to all the stalls. And suddenly Shama saw a beautiful doll. When her mother asked price of that particular doll, what the shopkeeper said? Shopkeeper just told the cost to her mother. At that time, her mother realized that it was very expensive. So when she heard the price of the doll, Shama's mother told her, "It's very costly. I'll buy you the same doll from the shop near our house." So Shama knew that her mother never she makes any empty promises and all. So she obeyed her. She said okay, and she came back very tired but very happy. Next day, true to her word, Shama's mother took her to the market and bought a beautiful doll for her. So she kept her promise. Yes or no? So she just took her to the nearby shop and she just bought a beautiful doll for her. Now the doll was not very expensive, so Shama wanted a nice bed also for her doll. But her mother did not promise her to buy it afterwards. She refused, saying that she had promised a doll and that is what Shama will get. Shama knew that her mother's answers was final. She said, "Okay mother, after some days you'll buy me this wonderful bed." But her mother said, "Shama, I don't promise. Whenever I'll feel that you should get a new toy, I'll buy you this bed." Shama was satisfied with the answer. So do not say "I'll do" when you know that you will not. Always do what you say. This is what God has taught us.